I'm waiting. Dude, Jared, you're the first one here. Ah, that's awesome. Welcome. Guys, I don't even know what live stream this is yet. But, hey, Jared, I guess me and you can talk while you're, here. Sorry if the internet's bad. Ooh, we got 2 other ones already. Hey, guys, what's up? I don't really have anything planned starting. Just so you guys know, this week, I know I've been posting a lot of the same videos that are in the past, but again, they go to the coach's playlist, and I've been working on some Patreon stuff and some super secret vlog stuff. Man, this is distracting with all you guys saying hi to me. Hi, hey, Chris, what's up? Dude, I have league finals tomorrow. Good luck, Emma. You go destroy it at league finals. I am sending you all the positive vibes I have. Those are positive vibes. I'm lit. It's because I have a light shining on my face. So that's why I'm lit. You're very welcome. It's good talking to you again. How's your guys' season been going on? Or you can just start asking questions, but I'm kind of curious how everything's been going with you guys. I know it's kind of nearing the end here, which is exciting. Hey, man. Hey, David. Friday. I cleared 10 feet for the... Congratulations, Alex. That's huge. Snow. There's no snow here anymore. I'm sorry if you still have snow. 11 feet. Congratulations. I'm a beginner. How do I improve? Keep practicing. I'm back and finally at 10 feet. Congratulations, Stefan. Lukewarm. That is probably one of the coolest names because your name is probably Luke, right? I got 13. Congratulations, Brian. My day's going great. Liam, 17. That's huge, dude. It's so hard to keep your bottom arm straight. Yes, it is. It took me a long time to figure that one out, too. I've been stuck jumping a foot lower in meets than practice. That happens sometimes. Are you using a bar at practice or a bungee at practice? I've kind of found if people use bungees at practice, it's hard to jump that same bungee height at a meet. So I would recommend using a bar if you have one. Rico, did I say your name right? Rico. Okay, here comes the questions. Let's do it up. Let's do it up. I just need help with how I bend my pole. Alex, speed. Just run really fast. Speed is what bends poles. Because physics says the energy created on the runway gets transferred into the pole. So it's kinetic, or if I'm saying it right, kinetic energy into potential energy, and the potential energy back into kinetic energy, and then boom, you're vaulting. That's how you bend poles. My PR is 12, hard to get back up to it. I wish pole vault was like riding a bike. It's not, though. You'll get there, though. Just keep trying. Just keep trying. Haven't had a PB since February, but got my bottom arm Dude, that's awesome. It will come. The personal bests do come. It's like Field of Dreams. No one's probably ever seen that movie who's in this chat, but it's a great movie. You should check it out. But they have this saying like, if you build it, he will come. But I like that if you build it, bars will come. So keep working on the technique stuff, and if you keep building the technique, the bars will come. All right, hey Shawn, I love your videos. What would be the best way to train for pole vault when you don't have any access to a pole vault pit? Honestly, if you don't have access to a pit, first I would just work on speed. That's why I created those training programs. Because speed is obviously the most important thing in this event. It creates that energy that makes you run fast. So I would just work on your speed. And if you can't do that, if you do have access to like a sand pit, you can borrow a pole or a big stick or something. You can do a lot of these drills into the sand don't go upside down or do full vaults. That's sketchy and dangerous. But you can do a lot of those like Caroline White drills I have in a couple of those videos, and working on just a good tall plant. That's a lot of ways to do stuff without a pit. I hope that helps. Or find a gymnastics place and do some work there. There's a lot of options, man. There's a lot of options. Matt, googly eyes. I don't know what that means, but I'm watching you too, man. My season's already over. Ben, that sucks. Hopefully there's some like summer meets for you to do if there's any around you. I'm sure there are. I PR'd yesterday at 17.5. Dude, that is awesome. Congratulations. Next foot, 18-foot club, man. It's coming. Or 540, right? 540, then 50. It's there, man. Got some jumpers who will not lift their hips. How do I get them to lift? Driving me nuts. There's a lot of ways to do that. You got to figure out if it's a strength thing or if it's a technical thing. The easiest way to do that is put them on a high bar with their arms above their head, have them invert, and if they can get upside down that way, then it's a technical thing. And then there's a lot of videos I've had in the past about how to invert and a bunch of ways to do that. I have a coach's playlist on this channel. If you go back down there, you'll be able to find them, and have all sorts of like shorter videos where you can find how to invert and all that other good stuff. But usually it all stems from the plant. If the plant's ugly, it's hard to swing, then the swing is rough, and then it's hard to invert, and then all that stuff. So Scott, I hope that helps you a little bit. If you need more help or ways to find it, let me know in like some kind of a, you know what I'm doing here. You know what I'm talking about. Chris, googly eyes. I see it, man. What's the difference between a 130-12 and a 12? I don't know what you're asking me. You can try again if you want, Harris. But I need the weight on both of them to try and figure out what you're talking about. Hey, what's up? I've been watching your videos forever now, and I've always wanted to send you my clips because I've been the vaulter and I've had no coach since freshman year. PR is 12.6. 12.6 without a coach? Dude, that's huge. I'm happy to look at videos. I just get a lot of people requesting them, so the only way I can review them now is if you send them through my website, is team-hoot.com/gear. And then I'll be happy to take a look, man. Help you any way that I can and hopefully get you over that next 13-foot barrier. All right, Zachary. I'm finally getting new pole. What are some tips to break it in? Never used a new pole before. I just don't want to break it. You don't need to break it in, man. It's made to vault on right away. There's really no breaking in the pole. You might hear it like kind of crunch or squeak just a little bit, and that's just the tape like bending and moving and adjusting, but it's not the pole itself. So just jump on it, man. You'll be good to go. Ever since you told me to kick the box, it's helped my swing leg a lot. Hey, I'm happy to help, man. Keep kicking the box. It works. And then if you do that, then try and kick like the back of the pit, and then your swing will be long at the bottom of the swing, but it will also be long through the second portion of it too, and then your swing will be even better. I'm happy it helped, man. I'm really pumped for you. I started a month ago and got 7.6. That's awesome, Noah. 7.6. That's a big time jump. Just starting. Congratulations, Gunner. It's been a while, man. Hey, Shawn, I'm the guy that you talked about finishing through an imaginary hula hoop at the top, and I'm coming up on 12-foot officially. Dude, I'm so jacked. Guys, you're not even asking me questions. You're just telling me how awesome you are, and I love it. All right, I'm on a 150 12-foot pole, and I'm coming in faster and over-bending the pole. How much higher should I go? Are you talking about in grip? I have a video called Pole Vault Adjustments. It'll teach you when to move and what adjustments to do, whether it's a longer run, moving up pole, up grip, down pole, down grip, move closer. Check that one out. I'm Liam, and that should help you out a whole bunch. PR'd at 15 a couple weeks ago as a freshman. Dude, it took me till my senior year to jump that high. Congratulations. I've been wondering, my school doesn't usually allow for junior high schoolers to pole vault. What is a good height for a first year 7th grader? My coaches are not used to having younger people pole vault. Personal best is 6'6". I don't really think there is like a good or bad when you're just starting. You just start, right? And then compete against yourself. So you're at 6'6". That's awesome. That's awesome first year, or first personal best so far. And then next, just keep working up. How can you jump higher the next time? What's keeping you from getting to that 7-foot bar? And then keep competing against with yourself. You are your own best competitor, and if you do that, Caden, you're gonna be flying, dude. Blake, my PR is 7 feet because of bottom arm. Okay, here's my thing on the bottom arm. I've seen people jump over bars without even having the bottom arm on the pole. So the bottom arm can be important as a guide. I've said this a bunch of times. In today's video, I think even, the bottom arm is the steering wheel. The top arm is the engine. The engine is way more important to get the car or the pole vault system moving. So get after it that way. Don't worry as much about the bottom arm. I know you've made a bunch of, Jared, this is from Jared. I know you've made a bunch of videos about inversion, but I've been stuck at the flagpole. Is there anything you can tell vaulters during practice to make them focus on getting farther up the pole? The biggest thing that I found, again, is if the plant and the swing are rough, that helps with the invert. If those are good, then the next thing I use is if you can smash your quads up to your hands. If you can get your quads, and I know some of you might not know what your quads are. Your quads are like this part of your leg. So if you can get your quads up to your hands, your hips will automatically be up. And then you're golden, you know? You don't have to think about it anymore. Most people get their shins up to their hands and then their hips are super low. So if you can get your quads up and use that as like something to shoot for, you're gonna be flying, dude. Give that a shot. Let me know how it goes. Daniel, what's the best way to figure out the amount of bend I need on a pole since I need to move up through a bunch of poles? Watch that adjustments video. I talked to, I forgot who I was talking to on these comments, but it's called pole vault adjustments, and it will tell you if the pole is bent at like 90 degrees, and if you're landing deep, you need to go up a pole. There's all these like situations, and it tells you when to move poles and when to make those adjustments. Find that video. It's going to be your friend. I guarantee you'll like that one. What are some good stretches before vaulting? That's a good question. I always liked a good dynamic warm-up. Getting your body moving in dynamic ways. So like, some specific examples like leg swings are always really good. Static stretching doesn't usually work. If you static stretch, you'll feel loose for like 10 minutes maybe, and then it goes away. Your body's just not made to do things like that. But if it feels good, do it. So that's kind of what I've gone for, is if it feels good, do it. Just make sure your body temperature is warm and you're warming it up slowly to move fast and aggressively. That's probably my best stretching advice I've got for you. Stretching is kind of this weird topic out there. So if you have more questions, let me know, and I can help you out with that one. Hey, Shawn, would a 125 13-foot pole be a substitute for 12 140? No. No, it will not be. So for every 5 pounds, every 3 inches is 5 pounds. So I have a video about that too. I forgot what it's called. If you need questions or if you can't find it, I think it's called Pole Holes. I think Pole Holes. That should help you figure out what the next pole is or something. I can't remember what the name of the video is called. I apologize. I have way too many videos to remember what they're all called, but I think you're a little off there. Yeah, so figure out where you are, what your handhold is, make the other pole, and then make a chart on both sides, and you'll be good to go. And if you're confused, again, shoot me an email or something, and I can find that video for you if you can't find it. But it should be in the coaches playlist. Go through the coaches playlist, guys. There's a lot of good stuff in that playlist. Yo, John, my boy league's about to be lit. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Tappan Z is greater than North Rockland. I'll take your word for it, John. Jumping on a 14-150, I'm holding at 13-180. The next pole I have is a 14-170, but I have trouble committing to jumps. Any thoughts? I'm jumping on a 14-155. I'm holding at 13. The next pole I have is a 14-170, but I have... it's hard to say what's going on without seeing the jump. And why you're not committing on it. You could always send a video and I could take a look at it. This is from Daniel Westarb. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully I can help you that way, but it's hard to say without seeing what's going on. What are the most important muscles for vaulting? Speed and your brain. Those are the most important muscles. And then for speed, look up, it's all over Google. Just type in what are the most important muscles for speed, and then that'll help you out a bunch. Usually it's like glutes, hamstring type stuff. I don't like to separate the muscles into like muscle groups. I like to see the body works as a whole, right? So if you're running, you're not just running with your quads. You're not just running with your glutes or your calves. So if you just work one of those, that's not my philosophy. I don't agree with it. I think you should work the whole thing as a system. And that seems to help keep people healthy and get them faster. So, okay, what do we got next? When I lock my bottom arm and I keep it straight, I can't swing. Yeah, so there's two things. That's a good question. So sometimes when you hit the pole and it looks really good, and then if you push the pole in front of you, it's hard to swing. So the pole needs to roll out to the side a little bit, and then it turns into a high bar. Or the other idea is once you hit it, then pull that left arm in and keep the right arm moving, and that'll help that swing keep going. But if you keep too much pressure on that bottom arm too long, the swing gets really tough. So I totally can relate to that. My girlfriend's phone's going off. She likes Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna let it ring. I'm not supposed to touch it. But yeah, the bottom arm stuff, it's a timing thing. So just like a lot of the vault, once you figure out how long to keep pressure on it, you'll figure it out from there. But just keep playing. The sport's all about playing. I'm on a 13-160 and it feels like I can't even get 12 on it from 6 lefts. That happens. I can't tell you why it's happening or not, but remember the box goes down 8 inches, so I mean if you're jumping close to that, I don't know, that's a tough one. I can't see the jump, so I can't really make a comment on it. How do I drop my shoulders to invert? My mind just does not want it to go down. So it's just overcoming a bad habit. I've been running into a lot of these emails lately as people say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And you're probably right, because you don't think you can do it. So what can you do? How can you get the feeling of feeling what it's like to go inverted? Like a high bar can do that, gymnastics, back somersaults, walking on your hands, underwater pole vaulting can help get the feel of that. So it's like, if you can do it in those situations, you can do it there. You just got to figure out what's stopping you. And if you can do it with a straight pole, that's probably the best place to start. If you can do it on a straight pole, you can do it on a bent pole, but I would check to see if you can do it on a straight pole first. If you can do it there, you can definitely do it on a bent pole. Hey Shawn, I'm 12 and I weigh 180 and my 110 is too small, but I can't get on the 120. Ty, that's a good question. You check out that pole vault adjustments thing. You might just have to move your run back. If that adds a little bit more speed, maybe that 120 will be your pole. Like say you're going from 5 less, maybe 6 will give you that little bit of extra speed to be able to get on that pole for you. Another good thing to think about. How do I drop my shoulders to get inverted? Guys, check out those coaches playlists. You'll like it, I promise. Hey Shawn, I landed on my tailbone off the mat on the floor from 10 feet. What's the worst thing that could happen? You could break your tailbone, man. That sounds pretty bad. Are you making me use my imagination, Jonathan? Because it's pretty good. I mean, you land on your tailbone, dude. That sounds awful. Like, your spine could break and then shoot into your skull, and then you're done. That'd be probably the worst thing that could happen. But just make sure you're safe. If it hurts and you're not running right and you're not doing things appropriate to have a good vault, that makes it even more unsafe. So just make sure everything is feeling pretty good before you're jumping. Safety first, guys. I know I'm joking around a lot, but that's the biggest one. Also, this is from Daniel. Also, any tips on finishing through at the top? I'm inverted and over the bar, but I still fall on top of the bar. Yeah, I don't talk about the top end a lot because most people need work on the bottom stuff. But here, I got a pen here to show you. Most people go over the bar and then they try and go over it like this, is what I found. I learned this from Steve White of Flight Deck Athletics, one of the smartest dudes I've ever met. And his wife, Caroline, was my coach when I was training down here. But he always said, go over the bar and then throw your toes under the bar as hard as you can. And just the act of throwing your toes underneath the bar back where you came from, it creates that pike rolly motion that Sam Kendricks and Mondo and Renault do so well. So just think about throwing those toes. It's a timing thing too. As you're inverting over, throw those toes under the bar and you'll rotate right over that crossbar. And it'll feel good. It'll feel real good. Let's find some questions. Just started a month ago and I sprained my ankle because I'm bad. Connor, you're not, just because your ankle got sprained doesn't mean you're bad. It just happens, man. I've walked off of a ledge before, like a curb on the street and sprained my ankle. Doesn't mean I'm bad, just crap happens sometimes. I almost swore. I'm trying not to swear. Someone told me I shouldn't swear in these, but I've got a bad mouth. Hey Shawn, what are some good pole vault exercises for strength and etc.? Yeah, that's a lot of that speed stuff, guys. I have a lot of these in those workout programs. They're actually full of these. Anything you can do to create... It's hard, because certain times of the year, later in the year, you want more specific type of exercises. Earlier in the year, you want more basic type stuff. And it's a progression, right? So if you only do pole vault specific stuff all the time, your body stops the adaptation and then nothing happens again. So it's a great question because I don't have an answer because there isn't one. There's a lot of ways to do it. But whatever you can do to make yourself faster and work on some of those weaknesses. So if you're struggling getting upside down, what kind of exercise can you do on a high bar to get you the feeling of getting upside down? Or if your plant's not right, can you plant into a wall to get the feeling of that? Can you put like a weight in your hand and work on pushing up into the pole? Can you you can be creative with some of this stuff. Just find out what you need to work on and then figure out what you need to do that. And if there's an exercise that's related to it, do that. Marcus, motivation for coming back from an injury. Yeah, I've had a lot of experience with this. Usually, I've always been pretty motivated because it keeps me off the runway. It's like I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for this one, but if I was forced to sit on the sideline and watch everyone else jump, I was itching to get back on there. That was always my motivation. It was like, I just want to get back. And I knew it was going to take a while. Well, not at first. The first few times I was just like mad it didn't work, which most people get to. But after a while, you're like, this is going to take some time. And you just know that after that injury, you're probably coming back stronger from it, right? So coming back stronger after an injury was like, I'm going to jump higher because of this and good things will happen. So that was always my motivation. Yeah, motivation is kind of tricky. You got to figure out if you're unmotivated because of a fear or if you're unmotivated because you just don't like the sport anymore. Like, there's both sides of those. You got to kind of figure out where your motivation's coming from. But I think you're going to come back. I've always came back stronger after an injury because I was smarter because of it and I wasn't making the same mistakes that caused the injury in the first place. So, yeah, if you're smarter and a better athlete, you're going to jump higher. Okay, Jacob, extra tips on inversion. A lot of inversion stuff. I only get vertical. I can only get to vertical and no more. It also is delayed. Yeah, watch some of those invert videos if you haven't. They might help you a whole bunch. Any tips to finish through the top of the vault? I get inverted and over the bar, but I still fall short. That pike thing, I think I already talked about that. Let's find some ones that I didn't talk about. My 6 foot is out of 2 meets. I use 11 when to put our next pull up is a 135. I don't know if that's a question. Hey Sean, you're the GOAT. So when you go to Chipotle, do you get a bowl or a burrito? Ooh, I'll tell you what, I usually get a burrito, but when I have to eat in the car with Carrie, for respect to her and her car, I get a bowl so I don't spill all over the place. Even though I have this rule that if I spill a piece of rice, I failed my burrito Chipotle experience, because that's kind of fun of the game I like to find. That's a great question. Probably my favorite one so far. Let's find one. What was your favorite venue or meet that you had vaulted at? I really loved the Drake Relays Mall Vault. When it was the coolest and my favorite because running through and vaulting up and then having a second layer of people looking at you, that is just a really weird experience. And everyone's on top of you and people are like this far away from the runway. Just loved it. Just thinking about that makes me want to jump again. Drake Relays Mall Vault, probably all-time favorite. Yep, I'm going with that one. That's what I pick. A lot of people have conference meets. Good luck to everybody. Let's find a new one. A lot of these are about the pike. So yeah, again, throw those feet underneath, and that should help. Senior jump, 85. Can I pay to get reviewed in a video? Blake. Yeah, you can. team-hoot.com/gear. And then if you're one of the first people, you're in the vlog. So the first 3 who want to be reviewed, that's how I always pick them. So you got to be quick. I usually relaunch the new ones on either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. So there, since you guys are here, now you know. Now you know my top secret tricks. Depends on when I get that vlog done. Sometimes it takes forever. I have the state meet in 2 weeks. Any prep tips? Keep doing what you're doing and stay healthy. Best advice I have. Most people try and train way too hard the couple weeks before state. You don't need that. You're already trained. You're ready to go. So just maintain, if anything, do a little bit less. You'll be good to go. I'm going state. What's a good age to start jumping? As soon as you can. Mondo started so early, and look how high he's jumping now. Like,
I'm so not a raper.
Ooh, Warren, you just made my phone do that. Warren Miller pole vault. I know you did that on purpose. Okay, Shawn, you've been such a great help with your turn videos to responding on Instagram. So my question is, if I want to vault in college, but I'm not at the height to make the team, how do I train if I'm away from home? Great question. USPVA actually has a club list. I would find a close club so you can train. They'll usually have poles and equipment and a really qualified coach. Usually those coaches are super qualified. If they started a club, they love the pole vault and they know enough about it to help you out. So that's would be what I would suggest. Or do that. That's the best thing to do. I like that. Guys, how long have we been doing this? Ooh. Take forever. We'll go 5 more minutes. Let's find 2 more good ones. Hey Shawn, do you know how I can how I can be taller at takeoff? I'm jumping 15, but I'm still stuck way under the pole. Yeah, I made this video that if you plant in front of your head a little bit, I don't see your plant, but I'm having a funny feeling that either the plant's late, which I see all the time, and if you get rocked this way, my hands go that way and your feet go that way. So the way to counteract that is to plant here so your arms are up and then your foot goes down and back a little bit. That's probably the best advice I have for that. I know when I was younger, I kind of figured this out on my own, but I took my favorite shirt and I put it on the runway about 6 inches in front of where I want to take off. Say I want to take off at 12 feet. I put it at 11.6, and if I stepped on my shirt, I was really upset because there was spiky holes in it. So you could try that too. That's been a good help for me. Okay, what time have we got here? Okay, we're good. We're good. What have you done? I don't know what that means. Any advice on how to keep the trail leg straight? I'm cannonballing right now. Yeah, earlier in this video I talked about trying to kick the box. That's been a good one. When I was learning how to keep my legs straight in high school, I walked around all day with a straight left leg. I looked insane, and it looked like I had a brace on, but I'm trying not to swear, guys. But when I got to practice that day and I jumped, my leg stayed straight because I just created that habit. You got to create that feeling of what it feels like. And right now, you've been walking and running your whole entire life. Your knees have been bent. So you just need to figure out how to overcome that. That's how I did it. You can get on a high bar a whole bunch and just work on the swing. You can jump up onto a high bar and then work on staying long too. You can get more reps that way. There's a lot of ways to do it. It's just creating that muscle memory. How creative can you be to start that? What was my biggest pull and how much did I weigh? The biggest pull I ever jumped on was, what was it? I jumped on a 16,205. Yep, a 16,205, and I weighed 163 at that time. So, yeah, that was a pretty big pull. I've jumped on some 5-meter pulls, but at the end of my career, they were too small, and I was still trying to figure them out, and then I just stopped jumping. But yeah, that was the biggest pull. Where do we send videos? So, Alan, great question. team-hoot.com/gear, and in there, if there's the free one open, you'll be added to a pool, and if there's not, then you add it. You pay, I think, $10, and you get your video reviewed. I'm having trouble getting vertical and turning. I got a couple videos for you, man. Alan, go look in the coach's playlist. You guys are gonna get sick of me saying that. Hey Shawn, what drill can I practice this summer in my backyard without buying expensive poles? Get a stick and work on just getting your plant tall and early and locked before your takeoff step hits the ground. So I always try to plant on my right step, the step before my takeoff step. And that was a way just to anticipate getting my arms up so I could hit it. Another thing you can do is all those Caroline white turn drills that I have. All you need is a stick that's a little taller than you can reach. You can just do one step and just work on those drills over and over and over and over again. But the plant, if you guys can get your plant early, that's where the money's at. Okay, guys, I'm getting all worked up here. Okay. I only have 3 coaches and none of them are able to coach me. There's one other vaulter from my school. Any tips for me to coach myself and her? I guess, okay, and the question is why don't you think your coaches can help you? I'm sure I get a lot of these, and it's interesting because you guys got to remember, if you're most of you are vaulters, coaches, they're learning the event too. They're not learning it from like what it feels like perspective. They're learning it from a what it looks like perspective and how to communicate what it looks like to get someone else to jump that high. So say it's their first year coaching. They're just babies. They're just learning this event too, just like you were just learning the event your freshman year, 8th grade, 7th grade year too. So give them some credit and realize that if you guys can work together as a team, you can learn the sport together and progress, and everything will just be that much better. So I bet if you have 3 coaches, I bet you have a lot of information you can get out of those guys. But if you need help coaching yourself, then it would just be keep a journal of everything you do. Keep that journal, write it down, go back and go through it. Glenn! Shawn, stay positive, get negative. Boom. I love you, man. You're one of my favorite emails I get every week. When vaulting, I clear way over the bar, but come down really close to it on the other side. I swing up and turn, but it still doesn't fix it. Do you have any advice? Yeah, Emma, sometimes if you grip down like 2 fingers, that makes it so the pole goes vertical a little bit more than you're used to, and that'll get you a little bit deeper into the pit. I would start there. Another idea is, yeah, how do you add more energy? Just think, how can I add more energy to this jump to get it to vertical? And then you'll be good to go there too. Guys, I'm going over again. It's so hard to stop talking to you. You guys are so awesome. We'll do 4 more questions. Is it free to send videos? Kinda. Every week I open 3 free ones to add to a pool, and at that point, you're into the pool. And then if people do not want to be in the vlog, I go into the pool and use those for the vlogs. Otherwise, it's $10. I used to do them for free, but it was taking like, oh man, it was taking up to like 7 or 8 hours a week to do that, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just too much. So as a way to like protect my time a little bit, I had to put a price on them. Okay, we're at 31 minutes and 59 seconds. 3 more questions. Let's find someone that we haven't done yet. Okay, here's a good one. Do you have any advice how to stay focused and keep your mind clear during a meet? I've had at least 2 meets where I've tuned in top notch during warm-ups and then I lose it all for no reason. Well, there probably was a reason. The mind game is like what I love. Just since I've had depression my whole life, I've really dove into like the mental health side of things. And sports psychology and mental health, it's the same thing. They work the same way. So what are you thinking about in warm-ups? Write down in your notebook. Try this a few times. What are you thinking about in warm-ups, and why are they going so well? And then at a meet, what are you thinking about, and how are they different? At warm-ups, were you just working on, hey, I need to get my plan up early, and that's all you were thinking about the whole entire time? And then at a meet where you're like, I need to get over the bar. 2 different things you're thinking about that will change the entire outcome of what's going on. So really focus on, just pay attention. What I found is if you can bring awareness to what's happening in the good meets and the bad meets, then you can kind of figure out how to manipulate the way you're thinking so you can have more of the meets you're looking for. Does that make sense? But the first step is paying attention to what your mind is telling you. So bring some awareness to that. Okay, 2 more. How do you fix rough pole speed? Yeah, so rough pole speed, first off, the settings need to be good. So if you're holding too high, the pole speed is going to be bad. So you need to have a good grip. That's usually the first indicator of that. Running fast is the number one. I know I just said grip was number 1, but the setting has to be right there. But running fast is the number 1 thing to have good pole speed. So it's having a tall plant, hitting it hard, and then moving the pole forward. That's how you get good pole speed. Okay, 2 more. I know I said I was going to do 1 more, but I like doing this. How can I balance swim and pole vault? I have swim on every day during the mornings over the summer, but it would be wise to try and jump in the afternoons or work on strength and agility. That's a great question. That's a hard one. I would say, you almost stumped me. Okay, I'll tell you what my brain's telling me. If you were more of an elite level athlete or in college, I would say that you need to kind of figure out what you want to do, right? Like, do you want to swim fast or do you want to vault high? Most swimmers swim like laps, so it ends up kind of feeling like distance running in a way. So when you're swimming, are you swimming speed stuff, or do you feel like swimming's helping you be fast, or is it slowing you down a little bit? Figure out what's kind of going on. I would honestly, as long as you're healthy and you don't get burnt out, then I would say swimming in the pole vault stuff would be fine. Just don't get burnt out. That's gonna kill anybody. So maybe if the swimming is like your number one passion, keep swimming. If it's pole vault, pole vault. If it's both, do both, and then maybe down the road you figure out what you want to do. But I would say if you can do some strength and agility after your pole vault sessions, even better. Or switch it up. Maybe have a balance between swimming, strength, agility, and pole vault. Can you do that? Is there a way to make that happen? I'm pretty good at structuring this type of stuff, so if you want to shoot me an email, maybe I can help you with that too. Ooh, this is a good one to end on. Well, I'll do two. Can you say hi, David Ha? Yes, I can. Hi, David Ha. Okay, last one. Favorite song for training. My all-time favorite training song was Salute Your Solution by the Racketeers. Don't know why. It gets me all fired up every time. I usually start with that song and we're good to go. Guys, I love you all. I've done this. I was going to only do this for 15 minutes, but we're at 36:17 because you guys are awesome. I'll be back next week. This week I've been working on Patreon like I promised you. And then there's a super big top secret program thing that I've been debating if I talk to you about or not. But I've been working on that all week too. So yeah, it's been a busy week. But you guys are awesome. Please, in the comments below, if you can, or wherever, Instagram, Shawn Danger Hoot, dogs are barking. I want to know how your seasons are going. And I want to know how your conference meets and state meets go. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. So, you guys, keep kicking ass. I will see you. I'll do another one of these in a couple weeks. 3 weeks. All right. Life's meant to be experienced. Curiosity will get you there. See you later. Boom. If I can figure out how to turn this off.